too bad, Sara Hathaway. That's a little holly jolly. What do you think?
Yeah. We're definitely holly jollying it up.
I'm not sure if a human made that song either, to be honest with you. I'm just going to slowly decrease the volume on that, like I planned it to go out that way.
There you go. I love that. Little improv.
So we just wrapped up the 3 hours, 10 minutes or something like that, Changing Earth Season 4, first half.
Yeah.
Did I get all that right?
Well, kind of. It's actually like the third quarter of the show.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so hard to keep up with all this
I know.
stuff.
Well,
So
it's just
the
easier
lead up-
for me to build them that way.
Yeah, I figured. The lead up to this show, the Christmas show, was the audio drama binge. So we're going to talk about that briefly because you got to talk about it after you go through all of that. And how do you feel listening to it in all its glory for the first time? I mean, in one swath, I guess.
Oh man, I'm just excited to be able to show the end of the show to everybody too. So
you've been dying for this ending, I know.
I am. I'm excited. It turned out really great. Everybody's performance stepped up, just next level always. Dave Jones.
I heard a lot of Tim.
Yeah, Tim.
Yeah, I heard a lot of Tim in there, the Tool Man.
Yeah, he does the Southern Canadian in this episode, so I love that. He is like the happiest Canadian performer ever. He's like, I will tear your toenails out.
Yeah, right. I know. I thought that when he says, everybody roll in and find a target.
Yeah, right?
You know, and you're like, that doesn't sound too scary.
No, let's do it.
He's great, man. He's great. Dave's epic, of course, in his 40 rolls.
Yes. Yeah, Dave always steps up to the plate. Big time.
We gotta make like a Where's Dave, like a Where's Waldo play.
It's true.
Listening to the changing audio drama. Make a drinking game. Oh, that would be it.
Dave. Gotta drink again.
Would be it. Was that Dave? I don't know. I'm drinking anyway.
Yeah. We had Dave chilling with the greens in this one.
Yeah. So. Yeah. His I forgot his name. I said it to you in the chat. His voice for the cargo guy, Pierce was his name.
Oh, for Jasper.
Jasper, that's it. Yeah. That was
Jasper.
a great voice, man. It took me a second on that one.
Yeah.
Usually I'm pretty right on when it's Dave. I'm like, oh, that was Dave.
I have to be so careful, right, with where we're at and what I give away and things like that. So I'm always trying to. Like, Dave has some really cool characters coming up. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Dave is, we got to get him an award or something.
Serious. I've thought about doing it. I've thought about doing the MVPs. Characters that you hear talk to themselves and you would never know it.
That's impressive.
Right? Yeah.
Did they know that ahead of time or do you? Yeah, I figured that would be better.
They probably can figure it out when they're doing their lines. And be like, oh, hey, I
play him too.
Yeah.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
And Ryan knew ahead of time that like he was going to be talking to himself, but he was fine with that. So he's so good.
It's wild. Yeah. I mean, it's From what, like I was saying at the beginning when we were offline talking, that can you listen to the first iteration anymore, or is that gone? And so I hope you held on to it.
I'm actually revamping the whole first season right now.
Oh, are you?
That's what I'm working on. Yeah, because
but I mean like the first time we listened to it, me and the kids, we were camping out back and it was freezing cold. And I remember listening to that one in comparison to this one. You went on like a music and effects upgrade that was just crazy.
Yes.
And I think you redid that first season, right? Didn't you?
I did once, because when the Changing Earth audio drama first came out, there was no music at all.
Yeah, I remember.
It was just missing the heart of it, because I can turn the audience's emotion with nobody talking at all, right?
Yeah.
So
it's a great transition.
Exactly.
The music is a tremendous transition element in the Changing Earth audio drama, I think.
I agree. I use Epidemic Sound. So on ChangeUniverseSeries.com, there's the playlist there. It has a good chunk of songs, but I use Epidemic Sound. And if you go over to Epidemic Sound, I believe you can search for the Change Your Earth playlist and it'll come up. Or go to my website. There's a direct link there in the sound area because I have like all the performers attributed out, the sounds attributed out. So everybody gets credit where credit's due. And you can go to the playlist right there so you can listen to all the songs if there's like one that you're like, yeah, that's my jam, right? So
yeah, it's good. It also helps me if I pop into the binge and there's people talking and I'm not sure where we're at. I wait for the song and then I go, is it a happy song? Is this a scene where we're happy, or is this a scene where things are getting wild soon?
Right.
It's huge. Yeah, it's a huge element. I'd love to hear the old one though, if you have it under lock and key, just to see the difference because it's just improved.
Oh, like the original? I do have the original. Yeah,
you should hang on to that. We should listen to that in like 5 years.
And be like,
after you have like when you throw your Oscar party or whatever.
That's
you can
that's
come
the
back
dream.
to us and we'll listen to that.
That's the dream.
Oh well, I mean it's silly. You call it the dream, but to me it's almost like, what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't watch TV that much, but like my wife will watch it at night, and I'll lay up there and watch the commercials of what people are getting hyped about's coming on, and I'm like, this is such trash compared to the
right
series to watch. You know what I mean? There's nothing good on. It would be so good.
Well, that's why
it will be so good.
I try to do all ranges of music. You know, it's not about the genre or that. Yeah. It's about what really fits with that moment. And
I noticed that. I heard a couple tracks that surprised me that you picked them.
Right? Tonight. That's like pretty core hardcore rap or
or
metal.
Even poppy.
Yeah.
Even a little poppy. You know, I mean, like, the pop kind of more surprised me than anything, but it fit.
Some jazz, like do. No, we're like sneaking around when they're sneaking down the hallway. That was a good little song for that. So it's really about just finding so I try not to limit out genre. That way everybody can find that piece that they really like. And in the series with the landowners and the refugees, it really takes away any kind of the traditional prejudices that we have, in the United States.
Yeah.
It just cuts all that away. It doesn't matter, what color you were, or what religion you were, or whatever. You're either a landowner or you're not,
Yeah. Yeah, that was a wild, How the hell did you come up with that?
Well, I was just thinking if there was a disaster that affected our whole country, and now you have all these homeless people, and they're going to be going after the people who still have their houses for supplies, things like that. And so something has to be done to protect those people that still have supplies, still have stuff, still have land. And so how would you really, make that function? And the solution is camps for them to live at. Yeah. They're doing it in North Carolina right now. There's FEMA camps and whatnot for people to live at. If they don't have houses.
15 people died of hypothermia a couple of nights ago in North Carolina.
Right? So this is, and this is one piece of our country. Now imagine if the whole country, nobody could come help, right? So you just have to start assessing what areas are savable, like when you triage a battlefield.
Sure.
Who can you save realistically? And who's too far gone to save them? So they cut off California. And I've talked with a lot of Homeland Security and DMAP members and stuff like that, and they've been like, well, I've been asked, who told you that?
Oh, that's a little too close to right.
Right, and I was no, that's just what my writing angel sits on my shoulder, and that's what we decided to write. Was it you just think about how would that go? How would you, real world scenario it?
Yeah, that's the piece that's missing, even in the prepping world, right?
Yeah.
We have our ideas of what it might be like or how it might go, but what's missing is when the rubber meets the road, and we're seeing that in North Carolina right now.
Yeah,
it's a crazy thing.
After speaking that DMAT, Sam Bradley was her name, and she was at the Superdome in Katrina, right? And one of her medics got shot, and they had to fly out of there. They had to leave everybody behind.
The medic.
Yeah, and that's like how crazy crime and everything. So after that, it was like, okay, well, you're never going to a FEMA camp.
Yeah,
you better figure this out. Like,
oh, that was a wild situation.
That
went all wrong.
Yeah,
but I mean, looking back on it, it's kind of like no duh.
Yeah, I mean, you put everybody in
tens of thousands of people into a room and be like, behave.
Yeah, everybody be good. And
yeah, exactly.
Be nice to each other.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So what's the Changing Earth household looking like for Christmas? We're just 4 days out.
Yeah, we're
ready to ring it in.
We are. Our family's so tight. It's all about our family. So.
No, I know it.
So, we're going up to my mother-in-law's on Christmas Eve. Then we'll spend Christmas Eve up there. And then just hang out.
Spend the night or?
Nah, we'll come back down. She's only like an hour from our place, so.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just a little quick ride.
Right. But we do like Uno tournaments.
Of course.
Changing Earth characters by Uno.
Yeah, there's going to be some kind of competition going on.
Yeah, you know me.
Who can kick the tree in half?
I could. I'm sure I could do that.
I know it. Oh, I don't know how your guys' trees are, but like our Christmas trees we cut down, they're getting like thinner every year.
Oh,
our tree they're only like this. They're like a little more than that thick. They're nothing.
No, we got a great tree this year. We have a local farm.
Yeah.
$50 any tree on the lot, right?
$50.
Right?
Wow, we'd never get that good of it.
Love Texas. I mean, basically, we could walk.
How do they grow Christmas trees in Texas?
We're in the eastern piney woods, so they grow like crazy. The log pole pines grow like crazy here. Yeah, on the east side of Texas is much more like the Midwest.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I wasn't going back to a desert.
Yeah.
After good Cali, I was good. It's hot.
I need some green around.
Right? Yeah, some lakes.
We cut the white pine down every year, and that, like I said, they're great. I mean, our tree's beautiful, but it just surprises me how thin they are. They're pretty thin trees.
Now this one was. It had like the perfect layers for laying the lights in. It just was like magic.
Yeah. Are they like firs, or do they have the bigger pine? Like the white pine
they do.
Big needles.
Yeah, they have the longer ones, soft pine.
Yeah, I like those. Yeah, I like those, man. The thing going around this year was people were asking us, did you spray your tree before you brought it in the house?
With what?
I don't know.
Huh.
We don't spray anything, but there's a thing going on now where you spray the tree before you come. I'm sure there's a product that they sell, and there's somebody trying to sell a product. Maybe spray it with the hose. I don't know.
Glues the needles on or something so it'll fall over your floor.
I think it was because a couple aphid nests made it into houses and burst all over the trees.
Oh, you got to be safe.
How people are.
Yeah, you got to be safe.
Like the most harmless bug you could ever encounter is an aphid, right?
Yeah.
They're made of Jello, little tiny little nothing.
You don't know bugs till you lived in Texas.
Or Florida, right? One of those.
Yeah, there's some bugs.
One of those tarantulas come falling out of the pine tree.
I was like a bug freak out girl. Like, oh my god, a bug! Right? Yeah. You would think I wouldn't be, but I actually was.
Sure.
And now I'm like, oh, look at that huge beetle crawling in, whatever,
Oh, yeah.
You just have to get used to it or forget it. No, I don't know that go that far.
Not yet.
When we did the bug eating episode, I gave that to Chin. I was like, here you go, Chin. You're eating bugs.
Yeah, the bug eating thing, I don't know.
Yeah.
The cricket protein powder is not on my bucket list or my Christmas list for that matter.
But if I did have to eat bugs, dried and ground is definitely the way to go. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So, I guess you would slow
roasted.
I'd slow roast them over the fire. Yeah. And then grind them up.
Because you can actually get tapeworms and stuff from bugs. So you need to make sure you actually are cooking them, and like eating live maggots is not a good idea either. I found out through my research.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't come to that. We got a lot of layers in place before it comes to the bug eating.
Yeah. I had a really old survivalist tell me, you better learn to eat what's eating the bugs, or you're going to be eating bugs, right?
Oh, I like that. Mm-hmm. Learn to eat what's eating the bugs, or you'll be eating bugs.
You'll be eating bugs. So, yeah.
That's a good piece of advice.
The little birds.
You guys have done a lot of training together as a family, haven't you?
We have done a lot of training. Since Fletcher was about 13 is when we really dove in. I published Day After Disaster, and I was hungry. I wanted to know more.
That's what set it off.
Yep. So, because I don't like to write from a place of not being educated. Yeah, because I want to be able to teach the audience through my material, And
I didn't know that was the chain of events. That's interesting. That's really cool.
Yep. So once I published Day After Disaster, I was like, all right. So I found this guy. His name was Doug Huffman. We still are in contact. I don't think I should probably disclose his location, but he.
I don't even want to know.
He was actually on a Doomsday Prepper too. He was Sierra School of Survival.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
And he's legit, man. Like.
Yeah, he knows stuff. Was he like? What was he like? Wilderness survival, urban, tactical kind of stuff.
All involved. He did a ton of private defense contracting. So just a ton of overseas missions and stuff like that, and then started his survival school. And so we did urban reconnaissance missions. We did urban evasion, tracking, that kind of thing.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Plus then the wilderness survival, all of the wilderness survival skills out there with tracking and whatnot. So one time we're out at a big camp out, and he's like, you guys, you have 15 minutes, get everything off this whiteboard in your pack, ready to go over there, right? So my family, right? I'm like,
oh yeah,
let's go. Like we're over at our camp, shink, 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 And we were with some folks from the Bay Area. I'm going to be careful here. Very nice people. Very jovial.
I know where this is going.
But not as rustic as we are. So we get over there, man. We're like 5 minutes early. It only took us 10 minutes. We're over there waiting, And Fletcher's like 13. He's like, hey, Mom, do we get a reward? Because we got here early, I'm like, shh, just be quiet, So they get there 5 minutes late.
Oh.
Doug just straight, it is mission over. Like if we were on, this would be over, game over. He just starts ripping these people. I mean, we're all paying to be there. He just rips them up one side, down the other. Fletcher's eyes are like the size of saucers, right? Yeah. I'm like, see, we didn't get that. That's why you're here on top. That's your reward, man. So, no, but that was fun. We got to go out and wild forage and then cook a rabbit. However we thought we should do that and set up a camp. And so we ended up, it's actually in one of my books. We set up this little granite cooktop area where we could start the fire underneath and roast it on top with the wild onions and sage. Nice. It was good. Yeah. And then the other folks were like, well, we don't eat meat. We're not actually going to eat it. If it was
we'll just chew the onion grass, thanks.
Yeah. If it was a survival situation, then we'd eat it. But right now, we're just going to let it go to waste.
Hand it over.
Yeah, we ate it all.
I'll sit on our granite slab. We'll tear it up.
We were team carnivore ever after, so...
Rabbit is good, man. I like a good rabbit.
Yeah, and they actually did it really cool. They set it up with this little fire on the spit where it rotated over the spit and just all that fat just dripped down. And they collected the fat as well. It's whatever fat there is on a rabbit, right? At least they were putting it to use.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's missing. My family, we've never done any kind of all four of us together training. So I really commend you for dragging everybody out there and getting that done.
Right.
That's cool.
Well, and too, for Fletcher at the time, it was like, okay, you're responsible for X. And it really gave him like a good sense of, yeah, I'm responsible for X, right? I'm responsible for setting up the fire, or I'm responsible for setting up the tarp and everything.
Sure.
And yeah, it was good timing for it. It really.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good because you have somebody, you can take them camping and do that kind of thing, but it probably is good to have somebody else for them to focus on besides being like, all right, Dad.
Yeah.
You know the dad shtick.
You got it. Yeah. So that trip, actually, you had to pay, like, because he's teaching you a whole bunch of stuff, right? So yeah, but you also have to find it. So he just says like where he's gonna be, and then he had it marked. Yeah, he had it marked with little markers all the way into the actual area where he was.
Man.
Yeah,
that's super fun.
And some people had already paid, and if you couldn't find your way in,
too damn bad.
Too bad. You're done.
That's a good way to make some money.
Oh, right. Never had to worry about them.
Sorry, you never found me. It's your fault, not mine.
Yep, you signed the thing. Like, that's it. You failed. Yeah.
So what's on the Christmas list for Sarah?
Well, so we were lacking in loadout gear. So what I've really found this year is that your loadout gear is just as important as your bug out bag. Because now I can wear my vest. I have the H harness with my bags. I've got the belt with all my bags. I found a great deal on them. Because you got to start somewhere. And then at least you have it, and then you can upgrade from there, right? To like better stuff. If you don't got nothing, you got nothing. But out on the shooting range, our mags are everywhere. They're laying out in the sun, getting confused with everybody else, right? So we needed some place to be able to store our gear and actually do it properly. Well, what I figured out was now we have all these areas where half of what's in that go bag can actually go on my body. And that's going to make my pack that much lighter.
Oh, yeah. If you're putting ammo on your body and magazines on your body, for sure, you're taking a lot of weight.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was probably my biggest, like, ta-ding!
Yeah, that's good.
For the holidays.
That's a great upgrade for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, realistically, like, there are places that I store magazines in my EDC where it's like, it'd be cool if I could get to that, but I'm not 100% sure I'm getting to that in the worst case scenario. You know what I mean? 3
seconds. So, 3 seconds to have your weapon available.
Well, the weapon I don't worry about as much, but the reload.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I have the reload real close. Sometimes I have the reload in a backpack, and it's like, well, depending on exactly where the backpack
what I had to do. But you can keep a plate in your backpack as well, and then flip it around to the front of you.
Definitely.
So, and then you could have your mag right there, and now you've got chest gear basically that doubles as just a pack. So then those level 3s, they're legit now, man. Those soft panels, like and you just put it in where like the laptop case is. Most backpacks these days have a laptop area in the back.
Oh, right, exactly.
Just slip it in there. Yeah. You don't need nothing fancy.
People are weird about the backpacks. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like you get looks when you have a backpack on. I don't know why.
Oh, well, see, I hike every day with my backpack. Because I don't want to have my go bag. I feel like I'd get some weird looks then if I had my go bag on my back, right? Yeah. So I carry the backpack with at least 8 pounds of water in it. And that way I'm weighting myself. And I can tie my dogs off to it, and I don't have to hold their leashes.
Oh, they love that.
Yeah, because...
they love that day-to-day hustle and bustle.
Right, yeah.
Let's go, Mom, get the backpack. They go nuts in that backpack.
Yeah, he does, yeah. You're not wrong. So... well, I guess since it's just me and you, might be a good time to let the audience know that I am taking a hiatus from the Changing Earth podcast.
Good call.
Yep. I'm going to be going more just on tour this year to other podcasts, and it's been 8 years of my life doing the Changing Earth podcast.
Been that long?
It has been, yeah. 2016. I'm almost up to 10 years.
That's amazing.
So I'm just taking a hiatus. I'm not, it's not. Maybe I'll pop on and do some things, but I also was thinking that I could focus a little bit more on helping people with self-defense and maybe walking through some of my boxing training that I do and my martial arts training and all of that, because I, training every single week. And it's just not something that I share as much with everybody because, well, honestly, because I'm self-conscious of being on a camera while I'm working out,
Oh, yeah, it's weird. Being
Yeah.
on the camera is weird. That's why I pushed this off for so long.
Right?
You know what I mean? Because it's just weird to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Like you do this and then you do a podcast. And when you do a podcast and your like hair's a mess.
Right.
And you're in your pajamas still, but you
Jammies.
sound like you know what you're talking about because you're a podcast. So
Yeah.
it's way nicer and more comfortable than like, all right, what do I look like? What does the background look
Right.
like?
Right.
All that.
Yeah, so that's
What
what my
do my
thought, because I
antlers
can
look
rando. Yeah, well, how's my antler? Well, that's what I just threw my hat on. I was like, yeah.
That's
yeah.
the way to go.
We're just going with the lid tonight. So, yeah, but
you will be missed, but I know you'll be around.
I definitely will be.
In some capacity or another.
Yeah. Well, the audio drama will continue on. Like I said, I'm revamping the first season, so we're gonna do a reissue of the whole show. It's just gonna be rapid fire and lots of good content coming out there, and
And you're stopping so you can focus on
book marketing and getting a TV series together. So
priorities.
Yeah.
In fact, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I'm getting certified as a line producer right now, and so
it'd be an amazing tale, man. We would love it. We would love to see it. God, it would be so cool. It's like I said at the beginning of the show, it's such a no-brainer.
Right.
It just seems like it has to hit the right person, and then they go like, oh. You take a massive series like that's done and then redone in audio drama form and sit in somebody's lap and go, yeah, have fun.
Yeah, and I have 5 seasons already written, so.
Strong female lead, have fun.
Yeah.
Come on.
With the killer whip fighter, so.
Yeah,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be one of the more unique villains, and I'll tell you what, villainy is really what's lacking nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, villainy in story and in movies is awful.
And
it is 99% of the reason movies and TV suck.
Yeah.
Villains get no attention.
And they make them just into weenies after a little bit. I'm sorry to say, but okay, you can't take a dude who's, busting people's heads in and then just all of a sudden he's a nice guy, the guy next door, Yeah,
they always try to do that too with villains. Mm-hmm. There's no more just brutally evil to the core villains. They're always like, well, when he was younger, he had a run-in with this a bad uncle, and you're like, I don't need to know that. He's supposed to be evil.
Yeah. And you can rationalize why TJ is the way he is, but at the end of the day, he's a human trafficker and
monster.
Psychotic dude who rips people's brains apart to make them into, loyal servants.
Yeah, so he's a villain. He's great.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you want. You want somebody that you watch on a movie or on a show and you're like, oh, that guy's kind of scary.
That dude, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It freaks me out.
If that guy was real, I would probably cross the street because that seems like somebody I want to mess. That's the villain you want. You want the guy that seems unbeatable almost.
And so some people are even turned off, by TJ, and it's like, okay.
That's perfect.
Yeah. TJ.
That's exactly the line. The line with a great villain is oh, did that have to be in the movie?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
And there is 100% purpose behind him, and it is to draw attention to the fact that, we were talking about it the other day. We grew up in everything's going to be safe forever land.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and so now we understand, okay, we need some self-defense and stuff. Well, there's dudes like this in the worst,
Yeah.
So this is like the eye opener of like, hey.
Well, that's the thing. You see these guys in the news and people just kind of brush it off. But then when they are on the big screen, people are like, that's crazy. There's nothing like that in real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they exist.
Like I said, you got the villain. You got the man for the job on that end.
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
Because I can't name, in the last 2 years, I probably couldn't name a standout villain in a movie that was like, that was he
sweet. Was like badass, but like, wow, I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like the latest Crow remake, that was all, the villain was bad, the hero was bad, like I can't even think. What was the last good movie? There's a cool looking movie out there on Netflix right now called I don't know what it's called, but it's about like a TSA worker and a guy who's holding his girlfriend kind of hostage, and he's got to let this bag go through customs or go through the scanner or whatever, and if he doesn't, the girlfriend dies. And I was like into it. I was like, oh, this is going to be a sweet movie. And then they showed the villain, and the villain is like, I don't know. He's like some 50-year-old, scraggly haired white dude with a baseball cap on and big blue eyes. And I'm like, this is the least scary dude I've ever seen.
Guy.
Like, it was just so bad. I didn't even watch it.
Secret fun tip. The movie The Rundown with The Rock. There was a whip fighter in that movie. And he really, I really was like, dude, that guy's awesome. Right?
Yeah.
And
it's a rare thing. That's what I like about it. It's a rare thing. I can't think of a movie. Wasn't there a movie, Hang 'em High, or what? It was a Clint Eastwood movie, and there was a dude with a whip. I don't know. I don't remember it. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so Brock the other night's like, hey, I was looking up one of the actors in that movie, The Rundown, and did you know that guy's name is Swenson? His character's name is Swenson.
So I looked that up too immediately after we got off the phone.
Right? That's crazy.
I couldn't believe it.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I like it, man. Like I said, I like it.
That's my Swenson bullwhip there in the background.
I think Nosferatu will probably be awesome because I think that the Bill Skarsgård will do a good job as a villain. I think that
fair.
That it's Dracula. Dracula's scary, so it'll be a good villain role. You know,
on The Fifth Element. I really like
the Oldman.
Yeah, the guy who plays the dude with the thing on his head.
Yeah. Gary Oldman. Well, he's great. Yeah. I mean, he's one of the best villains of all time.
Right. Actually. Dracula made me think of that. I was like, that was a good one. And then
he was great in that.
That movie they just did.
Did you ever see that? Leon the Professional.
Nah.
Natalie Portman's in it. She's like 8 or something, and he's protecting her. And Gary Oldman's character is like a maniac who's trying to kill Leon and her. It's good. He's crazy in it.
Interesting. Yeah, because I always love a good villain. Stone Cold did a movie too not too long ago.
Stone Cold?
God, what was it
Steve
called?
Austin?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Was it good?
Yeah, it was with Bruce Willis and...
was it Expendables?
Maybe it was, because he was one of the villains with it, and they were like torturing this girl, and he's always so like, if he wanted to play Mr. Lee in the TV series, I would just be like,
that would be cool.
Amen,
From Dave D to Rick Austin.
You're right.
That's what will be crazy, is if we get to see all of our characters and who our blow up Hollywood person would be.
Right. Yeah.
that would be so
That's
fun.
True. That's true.
That would be like a MSM article you open up in the morning. See who played the Changing Earth characters before they were characters.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at this doofus who played Monroe with the Santa hat on and the deer antlers.
Well, that's one thing. Like, your voice is so... you have a voice like mine. It's like, oh, that's James right there, no matter what, right? So, you can't do a lot of side characters. Yeah.
I'd have trouble doing the Yuri and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Ryan's amazing.
Yeah, he did great with that. He just went right into that too.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even know what his real voice sounded like for a while.
Oh, Ryan Buford?
Yeah.
Because you just got lines as Yuri.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And
that's so funny.
I believe it was because of you and PBN that I got hooked up with him.
Probably. Yeah.
And then he started sending me Yuri lines and Sergey lines. And so when I first met him, I was like, oh, wow, that's what your voice actually sounds like.
What you actually sound like. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I guess I should have.
Yeah, he always had such a great voice.
Yeah.
It's so awesome that we got Doug, who has a phenomenal voice, and Ryan, who has a phenomenal voice on the same show now. It's like voice hour.
I know.
The rising voice over there.
And they both do such a good job on the audio drama.
Oh, yeah,
Wait till you hear Doug didn't even have a voice left after doing the end of the series. The TJ lines. He's very angry. So
angrier.
Yeah. If you can believe that. That's so angry it makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up when you hear it. Like, because Doug's a police officer, you know, I'd be like,
yeah, he knows how to do it.
Man, I ain't screwing with that dude. I'm good. I'm good. Well, I totally do, but still. Yeah.
Well, you know him. If you know him, you know him.
Right. Yeah, I got to poke the bear. It's in my nature.
Sure, you get the best out of him that way. Get him all fired up before line time.
Yeah. I'm like, you need to release some aggression, man. Go do some TJ lines.
Go scream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, we actually, I don't know. I don't know if I want to disclose that until it's over. But we're ready for Christmas for sure. We're all buttoned down, and you know, we're not even like. Typically, we have more going on. Typically, we do like this Grinch party every year. We have like usually it's like tonight, like right now. Usually you're partying, but we decided not to have it this year. It's been I don't know if it's been crazy, but for you guys, but it seems like I think it was the Thanksgiving.
It was a
right
crazy
into December.
year. It was a crazy year for us as well.
It was weird, right? It definitely felt like, God, it's like mid-December already.
We had the storms come through Texas.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So we got hit with storm after storm after storm after storm at the beginning of the year. Peeled off a piece of my roof. So I had to have the whole roof replaced. The roofers were a nightmare.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I ended up having to go out and yell at them and not make me happy. So anyway, stressed through all that, right? And then, you know, the only thing I'm looking forward to during the year is going to prepper camp. You know, we thought it would hit Georgia and break. Yeah. We did go down to Galveston, go deep sea fishing this year. My dad,
nice.
Yeah, my dad wanted to take us out. So that was a welcome relief. But yeah, then we go out to prepper camp, get hit by the hurricane.
Lost the roof there too, didn't you?
We did. Lost the roof to the trailer there. $9,000 worth of damage to the trailer.
Can't keep a roof on your over the head this year.
So my insurance company's like, what? Drove into the hurricane? Like,
God, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we weren't in North Carolina.
So, yeah. No. You know, because you gotta own it.
Yeah, of course.
But, you know, we thought it hit Georgia and break. Nobody thought it would, you know, do what it did. And, but a Cat 4 in a trailer is in those pine trees.
Yeah, right.
Is a night I don't want to live through again. Like, I got real close to my crater that night.
All I could think about was poor Doug and Ryan and they're just swinging.
Oh yeah,
I'm picturing them like in the hammocks, like they're in the spin cycle.
Yeah, and
those guys going through right now. I was very grateful for the Doug videos. Actually, put me to ease a little bit.
Yeah, right, because it wasn't so bad. But Christian was like in the bunks by himself on that end of the trailer, right? And all I could think about was like pancake.
Oh, yeah.
So I got up. I had a nightmare. I got up. I'm like,
oh, yeah, you didn't sleep, I'm sure.
You need to come get in bed with us right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there were so many alarms, too, going off on the cell phones.
Oh,
So even if you
the
could
big
fall
loud-
asleep, hurricane in your area. Yeah, we got it. Like,
You kidding?
really? You don't say.
It's a little impromptu family survival training too, though.
It was.
Look at it that
It was. So beyond a myriad of things that happened there, the way out was actually the most interesting, and yeah, we could have waited for somebody with a chainsaw, but we had all our hand saws in the go bag and everything, and it was just one corner we couldn't get around with the trailer. So out goes the Hathaway family,
That is the most Hathaway shit I've heard.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the story until now.
Yeah,
That is perfectly it.
Out.
All right, everybody,
Yeah.
get your handsaw out. We're going to move this tree out of the way.
Yep, we had it in our go bags, and we're
That's
just going to
sweet,
get her
man.
done,
That's so good.
And there's how many other trailers got to get out of there, too. So all we're doing is helping other people get where they need to be. So we had the road all shut down, Hathaway team.
Sawing, forearms burning. Just going to town.
And JB's boyfriend, Morgan, what a guy. He's like, I was from the wilderness originally. He grabs that hacksaw or the hatchet and just went
whacking.
to town, dude. It was like that big around. Where's my camera? Like that big around.
With a hand
With
hatchet?
a hand hatchet. Dude,
wow.
he just boom, 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 boom. Like 15, 20 minutes, he's through it.
Nice.
I was like, you're an animal, dude. Like,
sweet.
He's like King Dwarf.
How many people, even if it's how many people, because I probably will, funny enough, how many people are going to have a full-size axe in their vehicle
Chainsaw.
next year, prepper camp?
Chainsaw.
Yeah, maybe a chainsaw
well,
too.
Every road trip we take now, the chainsaw's coming with us. There is no exceptions.
There you go.
Brian Duff was staying at an Airbnb. Tree came down, boom, right? It hit his car, but not like really bad. Came down right in front of his car, though. And he had his chainsaw. Boop, he's out.
Yeah.
I was like, you're the master.
Right?
You're right?
The prepper camp loadout will change for sure.
It will.
For everybody.
It will.
Even if it's clear skies, we'll all be like, well, them damn trees can come down at any time.
Who's got their chainsaw? I'm on it. I'm on yeah.
Maybe we'll have a chainsaw party.
Right.
A chainsaw podcast. All right, Sarah, turn yours on.
Yeah. No, I won't road trip without one now. Is like how stupid of us to not have. Well, I mean, at least we had our hand saws.
Yeah. If you didn't have anything, you'd just been sitting there.
One of them logs was like way too big for a hatchet or anything besides a chainsaw. Right. Yeah. And it burned the chainsaw up that they did cut it with because it was so big. But the corner was like one lane and the shoulder is a soft shoulder and a landfall had happened. So it slipped that whole side of that mountain off. Right. And Brock was like, And then he's like, you just go home with the kids. Because Ellen had to get on a plane to Australia.
Oh,
Christian had to get back to school, right? So he's like, you just go with the kids. I'm like, I have never left you before, ever. And I'll be damned if it's going to happen now.
What was the game plan there? How was he going to get back?
He would just drive by himself.
You drove two cars.
Yeah, we did. We had the van and the truck because Ellen, I let her just take my van instead of renting a vehicle because it's so expensive these days, right? So she put fuel in. Luckily, she did because she had the van to sleep in instead of a tent.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
The tent would have been a rough ride.
No.
For sure.
Tent City.
It'd have been a swimming pool
Tent
again.
City. People are like, I was on the cot watching the river flow through the tent.
Like, look at this. Is that a fish under my cot?
Yeah.
Bass under there.
Yeah. So, no, it's going to be an interesting year. I hope that...
It's going to be a battle, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a battle. I hope it's not like a... I hope that the United thing is not the beginning of what 2025 has in store for us. You know what I mean? Because it does seem like we're in a landscape where it could be sort of one-off lone wolf. I'm pissed at what's happening in government right now, so I'm going to do something about it.
Yeah, and I think all the CEOs kind of had to take note of, like, you can't just be a greed-hungry a-hole and not...
Yeah, well, I don't even mean... I didn't even necessarily mean that dynamic, but I mean that mentality in people willing to do crazy things.
Right. Well,
just because,
okay. So,
they've been teased into this idea that everything's ruined now because of Donald Trump's in power. You know what I mean? And I have to do something about it.
Yeah. I think...
Because when people start getting deported, Sarah...
Obama did it like tons.
Yeah, but it didn't matter when he did it because he was half black.
Fair.
I mean, you know.
But
so when Donald Trump does it, it's going to be like, this cannot stand.
I don't know, because I still feel that if Kamala would have been elected, we would be in a much different place even right now. Like,
it'd be a whole different year.
I think
for my family,
some people,
sure.
A different segment of people was more than willing to go to task if we were going to lose our freedoms in this country that bad.
Oh, God.
So on that note, I'm thankful for it. You can bring it back to the earth. I know I always bring it back to the earth, but we have a magnetic shield on our planet. It is getting thinner, which means we're getting hit by more solar energy. Solar energy radiates on the same frequency that mammal brains do.
Oof.
So the more that we take, the more basically psychotic people become. And if you're already teetering on a mental edge, right? You got to get right with the Lord. You know, you got to get right with Jesus, because we're going to need him. We're going to need him to get through this. This is going to be crazy. It is going to be the wildest time to be on planet Earth. The next decade is going to be absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
The Earth's going to do things like, get ready, like, because, you know, the hurricane, these winds, all this stuff, it's not going to become less. And if you've been listening to the podcast at all, the volcanoes are off the chart. Like, I just have never seen that in a lot of years of watching these numbers. And
it makes perfect sense. It all lines up with the solar activity.
Right? And they want to talk like global warming. A volcano could do what we've done in history and like a cough.
Dude, they have been all year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Man.
So I think that that's going to be, for me, it's always a race. Like, how stupid are people versus, you know,
the stupidity to the solar cataclysm
versus our changing Earth, like literally rolling over and doing some crazy stuff. They just found like a new layer of magma they never knew about before. Like, it's new.
Was that before the ocean they didn't know about, or after the ocean?
Yeah, that's underneath our Earth. Yeah. There's some, I mean, we don't, they're like, oh.
We know nothing.
We know
it's so
nothing.
Crazy. Going through school and being like, oh, I know what the Earth is. I went to biology. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you grow up and you're like, we didn't know
And
anything.
our scientists are so arrogant. Like, we can change it to do this. Like, you don't even know how.
You don't even know where all the water's at.
Yeah.
What do you mean, change what?
Change it. Change what? What do you need? Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's fun, though. You're right.
Yep.
It is an amazing time to be alive. There's no doubt about it. There are some perilous things, you know, duking it out with AI and the electronic, you know, sort of technological addictions we all have. It's part that's tough, but it's, you know, it is a cool time to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
A lot better than starving to death and, you know, living under a king and getting overrun by Mongols and stuff.
And
way better than that.
Freedom reigns. People speak up.
Yeah.
The silent majority was heard, you know.
Yeah, that was huge.
So
that was huge. That was a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. And
at the darkest hour, you know? It really was like at the darkest hour. It really was. Probably couldn't have gotten much worse than that.
Unless the bullet would have hit.
But that was definitely like
right, yeah.
what was going to set it all off.
Yeah, and that's why I know the Lord Jesus is still with us, because
come
there's,
on.
yeah.
There's no reason that man should be alive. That
Yeah.
assassination attempt was the craziest thing of my lifetime. Probably.
I know. I was watching it to watch it. I couldn't believe what happened. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, turn it on because this happened. It was like, oh, this is cool. We're going to watch his speech and everything. And then what? What just happened?
I heard it on the radio. And then I got home. No. I heard it. Where did I hear it? Because I didn't hear it on the radio. Maybe we did see it live.
Yeah, there was a lot of people tuning in.
And then my wife and I just laughed. We just laughed for probably an hour straight watching the commentary follow. It was amazing. We heard one guy from the ATF. I swear, I wish I would. If I didn't known it was going to be so silly, I would have recorded it on my cell phone. But a guy from the ATF came on, and I swear to you, Sarah, he said, "We know it wasn't a slingshot." He said that on live television. We know it wasn't a slingshot.
Oh my gosh! What?
How much money does this guy make?
Right?
Because he's a genius.
Wow! I bet you could find the cure for cancer there, huh, buddy?
Right. Yeah, the Russian cure. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did.
I wonder what that is.
I'm sure it's been there. I don't think they'd ever release it with the amount of greed and corruption that's wrapped up into our medical industry. I just don't think.
Imagine.
Right? Yeah. How much money would be gone?
No. Can you imagine if definitive evidence came out with all the people who have died from cancer?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if definitive evidence came out and they were like, oh, yeah, we 1998.
Yeah.
We had it since 98.
No.
Pfizer wouldn't put it out.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, this is the age of that. This is one of those chaotic things that we probably do need to cover more in 2025, which is just the sheer effect of the truth.
Yeah.
They're talking
the day of reckoning.
They're talking about the guy Cash going into the FBI and telling all the truth. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
That's going to drive some people nuts.
Well, Armageddon is the unveiling.
Oh, yeah, right. That's
the unveiling.
A good way to look at it.
Yeah. So
that's a good way to look at it.
And that's pretty much what's happening is all the stuff, all the conspiracy theories, all the things that, you don't know what you're talking about, and da-da-da-da-da. The day comes when it's like, really?
I know we get no satisfaction though.
Nah, I don't want satisfaction.
It's all crap. It's like it's stuff you don't want to be right about.
Exactly. I don't want satisfaction. I wish I was wrong.
You don't want to be like, I knew the FBI tried to kill Trump. You didn't believe me.
Right? I knew that the earth is doing what it's doing, and nobody wanted to hear, and nobody wanted to prepare for it. So now we're just going to scramble and make FEMA camps. And 2 tiers of society, just like I
maybe more
warned about.
Maybe 3 tiers. Maybe 1 tier is food,
right? But you've got the FEMA camp situation versus your tyrant that could be out there.
Yeah.
Which one you got to? I'm sure there's lots of people that live really happily within TJ's communities.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
They'll be. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how different is it living in a situation like that compared to living in a world where you wake up every day and go look at the news and go oh, that makes sense. I'm going to work.
I'm going to work. Yep. Thank you for my propaganda.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to earn my daily rations.
That's it. Yeah.
Isn't that kind of what we're in anyway?
Right. It's like the Lego movie.
30% to the government.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's going to be a battle, probably for our kids. But the tax thing has to change.
Oh,
that's
heavily.
Too far out of control.
Yeah. My Christmas bonus kicked me up to the next tax bracket.
Oh my God! And they took half of that.
Oh yeah, pretty much all of it. I was like, oh yay!
They take all of it and just enough to push you up to the next bracket so you can get taxed more.
Yeah. I hope Uncle Sam had a great Christmas.
Zelensky, thanks.
Right? Yeah.
Zelensky says thanks for half the bonus.
Thank you.
Yeah, the bonus thing's got to change. That's the worst. That's probably the worst.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing to explain to an American that works their ass off and earns a bonus, and then they're like, take about 60%.
Yeah, of that. Thanks.
Yeah.
You got $50.
You're like, wait, for what?
Have a great day.
For what? My roof just got ripped off. Where were you at with all this money you take from me? I didn't get any roof, nothing.
Yep. Had to pay all the deductibles and stuff for the trailer and all that. And Yeah. You know.
Yeah, if we keep moving in this direction of like doing things that make sense, you know.
Right.
It's only a matter of time before all that tax stuff gets hauled in front of Congress and they go like, come on.
Yeah.
Especially if they start cutting government. You know, you start cutting government and deficits start reducing and all that. Then you go like, all right,
what were we doing? What were we doing? Yeah. Well, you know, there was a time when businesses went through a whole like flattening period. They were built as a pyramid to begin with, you know, from like person on the top all the way down.
No.
Right? And they went through this flattening period where people got more responsibilities. There was less like of the pyramidal issues going on, you know. But the government never did that. They kept their structure as a pyramid, and all the businesses figured out that's not a profitable method. And like as far as employee happiness and whatnot, it's not really effective either because you just have people under people under people under people like a Dr. Seuss book, you know.
Yeah.
So when they did that with businesses, they never did that in government, and it's like, okay, it's time. It's time to flatten out. Yeah. Now what do we got left with? So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd say, like I said, we're lucky. Could be in the other direction.
It's true. And the Lord giveth, he taketh away, you know? So, I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
Just deal with it.
Do you guys go to church or anything on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? Or
No, we don't. We haven't found a home out here where, you know, we feel part of the community, I guess, so to speak. I was raised Roman Catholic, and Brock was raised Lutheran, which is basically just like informal Catholic church.
I don't even know what a Lutheran is.
Yeah, and it's basically like...
I barely know what a Roman Catholic is.
It's basically like Catholics have a lot of ceremony and whatnot, and they kneel. Well,
kneeling in the stand.
Right. Lutherans have basically the same thing, but they don't kneel. Right? Like it's basically... so it's...
The Eucharist and all that.
Yeah, so it's a lot of Baptist church and whatnot out here, which is...
party.
Yeah, it's just, I don't
Southern
know.
Baptist thing.
Yeah,
I feel
right?
like you gotta be in the mood for a Southern Baptist.
Yeah.
I have gone to those.
See?
I've been invited to some of those. When I used to work at the food bank here in Richmond, I would get invited by people to come to their church and see the party.
Right.
And I'd be like, wow, you guys are not playing around. They have, like, the one church I went to had the band was amazing.
Well,
but they had a swimming pool built into the freaking...
For baptizing.
Where the guy, where the guy talked at.
Yeah.
And they just baptized everybody up in the swimming pool.
Yep.
I said, well, I mean, that's efficient. I guess it makes sense.
It's kind of crazy, right? Same thing. And then it was like, choose your band. Like, what band do you like the best? Well, I don't go to church to listen to a band. I go to church to hear God's word, you know? So my family and I, we read the Bible every night. And then I do, there's a really cool Halo app. It's called Halo. And they do the Bible in a year with Father Mike. He was actually the 5th most listened to podcast last year on iTunes. Was Father Mike and his Bible in a year. And I find him very, very...
Did he write the book?
What?
Did he write the book?
The Bible? I don't think
no.
so. I don't think so.
No wonder he's so popular. Hey, really quick, I got to apologize to Cody D. Do you know Cody D?
I don't.
There's a person named Cody D who has been nonstop participating in this show. I don't know if they're nefarious or not because it's YouTube. I haven't read through all the comments, but they left a ton of comments. I'm sorry, man or woman. I was totally not paying attention to comments. I'm sitting here talking to Sarah.
Oh, yeah,
and
fair.
Having a good time. I apologize.
What do we got? What do we got? Does he want questions answered?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. It might be.
Oh, I can't bring it up because we'll be too loud.
I don't know. Oh. It's hard to follow because I don't know when he started compared to where we're at. It looks like just recently. No big deal. We don't have to play catch up or anything. I just wanted to apologize because he was rocking the comment section and I wasn't even paying attention.
Hey, pay attention, host. We're having too much fun.
Yeah, that was it. That was pretty much it. Oh, he said I give up.
Oh no, don't give up.
Oh no apologies, mate. Lol. Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay, good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so, I'll take show questions any day.
Yeah, we definitely don't do the church thing either. I always threaten to do it, like on Christmas Eve. I don't know though.
I don't think that. I know that the church is very good for community.
Yeah.
But I don't think that your relationship with God should be based on what you hear from a human being.
Yeah.
So I'm much more into study the word. There's a program also called Shepherd's Chapel. They're on YouTube. Phenomenal pastor. He's amazing with how he breaks down scripture. And so I watch Shepherd's Chapel a lot. And like I said,
there is something about the church, though, right? Like rolling into the church, I feel something when I go into a church.
I do.
Do you?
I do,
especially
as well.
If it's got like the stained glass, candles lit.
Yes, that's where I'm home, right? Some of the churches I've been to are just like little dungeons lately, and I'm like, I don't know, right? I don't want it all dark, spotlights and stuff, weird, you know.
Yeah, there's
so
something
we've been
really
trying
cool about walking to a real church and like,
feeling that
it's
the
quiet
Lord lives
too.
there. Yep.
I think the quiet has something to do. Not like a church like on a Sunday, but like, how some churches you can just roll into your own time. Like I always feel like the big prayers come when I roll into a church.
Yep.
And nobody's in it, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, man.
But I'm talking to you. I'm here giving you my all, God. Each day. So, yeah, for sure.
I like Cody D. He's got a good sense of humor. He's T-Pain singing church in the background. Yeah, but it's a thing. It's definitely. I grew up in a neighborhood where there was a church at the end of my street, and I think our little ass town had like 6 pizza shops and probably 6 churches.
Yeah, that's how it
had
goes.
At least 3 that I can think of.
Yeah,
and we never go to church, but I remember like sneaking into the church when we were kids and walking in there and being like, "Oh no, I'm not playing around."
No.
We can be mischievous, but let's not do it in here.
But not
here, even though we weren't even religious.
Amen. Yep.
You can just feel it.
It's the truth.
So there is something to rolling up into a real church. There's something there.
Yeah. A lot of the churches, especially Baptist churches, they teach the rapture doctrine. And it's all about like you're gonna, be just transported up to heaven before the tribulation begins, right? And I don't believe in it. So, it clearly states in the Bible that Jesus doesn't come till after the 7th trump, which is when the Antichrist is here. And if you don't recognize that that's not Jesus, that's the Antichrist, you're in big trouble. So you got to hold out and wait for Jesus and not fall victim to the Antichrist, who's going to show us signs and wonders, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh my gosh, Jesus is back." And but his word tells you it's going to be otherwise. So
it's AI.
Yeah, I know. Sure. Trust me.
AI is going to be the Antichrist. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, signs and wonders. We're going to can do amazing things.
He's come through.
Right.
They were even talking about. The other day, which was so wild, and if you gotta go, just let me know. I know
I'm good. Yeah.
But they were talking about quantum computing and other dimensions.
Yes, I saw that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I get the concept. It was a very hard concept for me to get, actually. Oh my gosh, there's a Matthew McConaughey movie about quantum physics, and it was the best, depiction of how it worked. Interstellar, yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That was the best. I like understood finally what this concept is through that movie. But yeah, I think that I'm not a fan. You know, I'm a wilderness girl. I want them. I know. I don't know.
It just feels like they're gonna be like, we found him.
It just feels like they're
you know
like,
what I mean?
Full steam ahead, even though all the bells and whistles of every single warning are going off in everyone's head, but we're still gonna like charge into the iceberg, no matter what. It
feels like they're gonna be like, we found heaven with AI's help, and here's Jesus, and you know, that's it. That's like the Antichrist.
That could be the false Messiah.
The computers were weird. They were always weird. I remember when I was little, I used to think that the computer was the devil.
Oh.
And only because of the way it made people act. It would make people act crazy. Like, my cousin would, like, get on the IMs and be like, go to hell, Aunt Trika.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you'd be like, what's going on in there? Like,
why are you doing that?
Yeah. So I'd look at him and I'd be like, I don't know about this thing, man.
Yeah, my brother was all wrapped up into it, and it was like, when getting on the internet was like, right? And I was like, dude, that's the dumbest thing in the world, man. I don't even know why you're wasting your time with all that crap. I'm never gonna, you know. Now I sit on a computer so much in my life. Yeah, that's why I had to, you know, make the call with the podcast, because, like, well, it's been
have some time for real life.
Yeah, every single Sunday for, you know, years. So
it's weird too if you're out there listening and you are like inundated. You got to do a 24-hour in the woods alone, and I mean a full 24. Like you will be like, whoa, there I am. Yeah, that happened to me a couple of years ago on a cold January. I went out in the woods for the whole day, and like, it was like, oh my God, I feel like it was almost like you were shedding the electronic world as the day went on. You know what I mean? And
I used to do every Saturday tech-free days every Saturday. Yeah. You know?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But I can't do that anymore with audio drama production and the podcast.
Oh, yeah, because you're preparing for Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's something about getting out too, out of your house.
True. Well, when we lived in Cali, we were on 40 acres. So like most of the time, you know, a forest and mountain. So most of the time, like at my house outside was more wilderness than when you went to a campground, because everybody's camping right around you, you know?
Right, roads and parking spots.
Yeah, we'd have to go backwoods, like dig a trench toilet and, you know, be out there. Because
there's something about that. There's something, especially isolated by yourself. Legit. Nobody to entertain, nobody to talk to. Because it only takes, like when you feel like you have the burdens of the world in your head, it only takes like 3-4 hours before all that's done.
Yeah.
Like you've gone over all of it in your head. And then like once that 3 hours or 4 hours hits when you're by yourself, then you're like, oh, everything's empty now.
I'm good.
Now I can just I'm just me now.
Yeah. Listen to the birds.
Yeah. Peace comes.
Yeah. Well, that's why I spar.
Oh, well,
and you're going to get hit in the face and, you know, you tend to just forget everything else.
You have to forget everything else. You're going to get hit in the face a lot.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember walking sparring with people, because in the beginning of Muay Thai sparring, I was so bad that I moved at such a slow pace that the guys I'd spar with we would be like in this walking pace, and they would what's the word I'm looking for? Not parry. Faint. They would faint.
Oh, yeah, faint you.
And kick my legs, and not kick my legs, like lift their legs slowly to my leg. And I'd be like, I didn't see that coming.
They're being nice.
Because if you're not locked in, man, it's like, you're going to take some damage.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, those early days were funny.
Yeah.
The early days of martial arts are the most hilarious.
The best, though.
I remember my first jiu-jitsu class was so embarrassing, I couldn't stop laughing. I could not.
While you're rolling?
I got held down by a grown man and couldn't get out.
Yep.
And that was the real, and literally just held in one position. He didn't do anything fancy.
Yeah.
He got me in half guard and held my wrists, and I was like,
"Yeah, I'm done.
What the hell's going on here?
I'm done. I can't move." Yeah.
Yeah. And then the teacher was like, put me in his guard, and he was like, "All right, just pass my guard." You know, I knew what pass the guard was from watching UFC, and he was like, "All right, just pass my guard." And that was like a 5-minute round of me like exploding. Because, like, you know, I'm a little springy kind of guy. I got some good explosive stuff. And I couldn't get out of his guard. And after about a minute, I realized I'm not getting out of this guy's guard. And I couldn't stop hysterically laughing.
Right? It's never going to happen.
I was playing this game and he had a cheat code. And I was like, this is hilarious. I can't get out from between this dude's legs. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. My whole focus in jiu-jitsu went to defense. To make sure that no matter how big someone is, that I don't get in a stupid position.
Yeah.
Because I know way too many lethal, like, game enders that I would never use any of that other fancy crap, pretty much.
Yeah.
As a little person, I'm going to go for little targets, and then I'm going to go for critical targets.
That makes sense.
Because the faster you put them down, the less injured
you have
you're going
to
be.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not going to be going from position to position.
Yeah.
You know, slipping from half guard into side control into the mount.
You know, with jiu-jitsu as well, like, it's important for a female to know what to do on the ground because they want to, most of the time you're attacked by a single assailant, they want to take it to the ground as fast as possible. Men, different. They'll stand and fight, you know.
Yeah.
So it is important to know groundwork and be able to do that. But I don't want to go to the ground, you know. So I'm learning how to keep my ass on my feet and be smart about it, you know.
There's nothing fun about it. And look, it's not fun on a mat.
No.
I can't imagine it being any fun on the rocks.
No. So another thing, too, like if you're thinking, well, I can do jiu-jitsu all day long. Well, if you wrap somebody up like a pretzel, what if his friend's standing behind him?
Kicking you in the head.
You're just an open duck. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to just know how to get the heck out of there, get back on your feet so that you're situationally aware of everything going on around you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some huge flaws in jiu-jitsu for sure. You know, the biggest one is the most glaring, which is you can't punch people in the face when you're doing jiu-jitsu.
Right. Well, that's why you do MMA. You bring it all together. Yeah.
Whenever you're doing jiu-jitsu, it's always like, if this were really happening, I would just tag
you. Yeah. Well, and you can destroy, you know, you're going to destroy the face, destroy the
also knives, you know. Right. I always think about knives. Like, I always have knives on me. If I fell into somebody's guard and was like, oh, God, they know jiu-jitsu.
That's all you need.
I'd be stabbing somebody.
That's it. You don't even need to worry about stabbing them. You just need to slice right there. Poop.
Yeah, well,
now they have to hold it.
Yeah. Oh, good point.
Right?
Yeah, there goes that.
They can't attack you anymore. Yeah. I mean, knife is great because you don't have to aim it in. Everybody thinks, oh, I got to stab them in the throat or in the heart or whatever. No, you don't. All you have to do is hit the wrist or the femoral artery.
Yeah, in the leg.
Right? And it's really easy to target people, especially if they're boxers. They're going to have that leg out on front. And you can just target away on that leg. When you take rules out of martial arts, you know, it's no longer a sport. And you take the rules away. There's a lot of targets that you are like, no, we're not allowed to do that. Oh, yeah, you are. So, I mean,
depends on it.
Yeah.
Forget about allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's been nice about my most recent instructor. He's been stripping away a lot of the martial arts rules that still, dictate my game. Right.
Yeah. So, but at entry level, though, if you're a guy like me, who when I started at the MMA Institute, I didn't know how to do anything. It's a huge leap. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a massive leap forward.
Right.
To learn how to fight is a massive.
Christian just started.
You told me that he's doing jiu-jitsu. Oh no, he's doing MMA now.
He's doing MMA. Yep.
Yeah, that's
came home with his first big bruise. You know, he was showing it off. Check out my bruise, Mom. I'm like, yeah, you're a tough guy.
It's a big thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. Like, people think they know how to fight, but when you learn how to fight, then you realize, like, oh, way different than like, I'll get crazy and start punching people.
No,
like that's different than how to make distance and jab.
That's your favorite person though to meet on the street if you do know how to fight, because you're just like,
yeah, I imagine really? So, right?
Yeah, this guy was like brand new the other night, so he's done jiu-jitsu, but he's never done like stand-up fighting, and he's like 6'2", 6'3", something like that. And he's like 280.
He's like 2 Saras.
Yeah, he's like 2 Saras. And he's looking at me, and I'm like, oh, this is really fair, right? Dude, come with the speed and just start coming at him. You chop down the tree, right? You go mid, you go legs, the top falls down. Okay, sure. So you chop the tree. And this guy was just like, and he kept falling down. So I'm hitting his head. And my instructor is like, no, I don't want you hitting his head. I want you hitting mid, right? And then so I just start going at his abs and everything. And he's like, oh my gosh, it hurts even more.
Can you imagine what he had to say when he went home?
It was awesome. I know.
How'd your first class go, dude? About that.
Man, this chick. Wow. I don't really have any.
By this 5'2" lady, and she just worked me over like it was nothing.
Well, yeah, my dentist is like, you've been hitting that mouth a lot. You don't have feeling left in the front of your mouth. Have you been hitting the mouth a lot? I'm like, yeah.
How can they tell? Like when they're cleaning your teeth or something?
Yeah. I just don't have the feeling left in the front of my face anymore from.
Oh, I gotcha.
From sparring
just taking and stuff. Jabs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
It does.
That's another benefit, though. That's another big benefit. The more you hit with your hands, the way your hands get way used to it, as opposed to fresh off the keyboard, which is what most people's hands are, right?
Right.
And then you think you're going to hit somebody in their bony face, and it's going to be like, oh,
no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you're gonna be like, wowzers.
Yeah, even my feet, you get like a buildup on the top so that they're more rigid. And like in jiu-jitsu, because I'm a kicker, I can use my shins as pins because I'm little.
Oh,
and I can pin with my shins, and because I'm a kicker, they're gonna hurt bad. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it all gets tougher. It's crazy.
I encourage everyone to do it, though.
Huh?
I encourage everyone to do it, though. I mean...
Oh, yeah, you should definitely. Even if you don't love it, you should at least know that there's people out there that are like...
Yeah.
Tear your ass up in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? And if you choose not to learn anything, then you just got to understand that's the position you're going to be in if you ever have to fight somebody.
Yeah, you better be good with your firearm, and then if the bullets run out, bye. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you're getting beat up.
Yeah.
I mean, most people that get beat up, it's not like they die, but,
have a good skill that
have a good turtle.
Right, yeah.
Turtle up real good and protect your head and ribs.
Have like a solid skill, like a medic or something that you are wanted for. Wild foraging, something like that is valuable.
Yeah.
Because if you can't defend yourself, you better be valuable.
It's nice. It's better, though. For me, life was way better. Like, because I didn't learn how to fight for most of my life until I was like in my 20s, and all my youth was like looking at guys and being like, "Ooh, God, what happens if?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even talking to guys was like there was a degree of like appeasement that was always there.
Yeah, because I'm not going to enter that. Yeah.
Maybe I could take him. I don't know if I can take him or not. I have no idea. But once you learn to fight, then you're like, well, at least I know how to fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter what happens, at least I know how to fight.
I was a second grader beating up 8th graders, so.
No, that was never me.
Yeah.
I was running from you.
Yeah, my first boyfriend, I beat him up so that he'd date me.
Boyfriend? Yeah. Oh, you made him date you.
Yeah, I did.
That's awesome. No, you will be mine.
I know. I was like, I wrote TJ.
You will be mine.
You are mine.
That's not that surprising, to be honest, Sarah. I shouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah.
That's how it went down.
But
you were a hockey player too, right?
Yeah. I was the bulldog on the hockey team. My coach got so frustrated with me going to the penalty box. He took me out of the penalty box and hung me up on the hook in the locker room at one game. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you and my wife have to sit down sometime and chat about hockey life as
I'd
young
love to
girls
come up and
because
play.
It's such a unique experience. You know what I mean? It's not like there's like a ton around the nation of girls that grew up playing hockey.
Oh, no. When I was growing up, I still had to wear a boys' cup because they didn't have a girls' cup yet. Yeah, but you had to wear a cup. So I had to wear like a guy.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
I had no idea they were different.
Yeah.
First of all, I had no idea girls even wore cups.
What? Yeah, they have. Your wife plays hockey. Does she not wear a cup?
I don't know if she does or not.
There's like it's like a pair of jock shorts that you wear. Not like a jock strap, but like
she definitely wears
mountain
like a
biking
girdle
shorts,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
And they have
like the
have a shield in front.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that
like
makes sense.
Padded shield. Well, back when I was young, they didn't have nothing like that for chicks, but it was required that you had a cup on. So
you just had to wear the dudes.
Yeah, my mom put it on like over my like outer stuff so that it wasn't like close to me or anything. But yeah, you know, that was back in the day when like girls didn't do that kind of thing. So, but I wanted to.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's funny because it couldn't be more further from me when I was little. It was just like avoid all contact. Leave me alone. I don't want to do any of that stuff.
That's why I was thinking about putting together like, okay, let's do some boxing, show you what's up with some of the combos, things like that, stuff to work your legs, like some great moves you can pull off, and then just great circuit training. I mean, I love to circuit train. That's what I do in the morning. You know, it's just a lot of circuit training. And
it's good for you.
Yeah. And it might be fun to share with the community and then get new stuff we can add in because, you know, it gets stagnant, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's great to go to class and get new exercises added in. And so, yep. So it's going to be a cool year.
It is going to be a great year.
Yeah.
This show was not the Christmas party I expected tonight, but I guess we came to the plate a little too late. But it was fun talking to you for sure.
Right, yeah. Everybody's all tired. It's too late.
Nah, I don't know what it was. But
yeah,
it was definitely a Changing Earth wrap-up after a great binge, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I had fun, for sure. I could talk to you for days, you know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the beauty of podcasting, you know? You get a chance to talk to your friends for an hour and 22 minutes, which is almost impossible to do in the real world.
In the real world. That's what I'm going to miss. But I can always pop on and do a show whenever I want.
Sure. Every one of the hosts will have you on. It's not like you call somebody up and they'll be like, well, you know, you don't do a podcast
I'm a little booked
anymore.
Here.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to get on Joe Rogan's show, man.
Oh man, please just throw our name out.
Oh, I would love to. I want to talk some martial arts with Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that would be cool, man.
That would be epic.
That would be real cool. I bet he'd underestimate you. I feel like
everybody does. It's good.
Yeah, I feel like you two would go at it, and he would be very surprised.
Be like, "Come on, Joe."
Yeah, he's got the gym in the studio and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, nice. I'd go.
Yeah,
I could go.
Fun.
I went 3 rounds with Joe Rogan.
That's it. Yeah, add that to the resume, right?
Oh, that'd be epic.
Add that to the resume.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Well, no matter which path you wind up on, Sara Hathaway, you know you're always our sister in the Changing Earth here at PBN, man.
Heck yeah.
And we got your back for sure. And we'll push this thing as far as we can take it, at least.
Yeah, and if you think the end of this season is wild, just wait for season 5.
I don't know how you'd keep doing it. It's crazy.
It's good. That's good stuff. It's going to just be rock and roll sauce all the way to the end now. I mean, you're not going to be able to just... Yeah,
the build-up, the character, all that kind of development is out of the way. Now you can really get into
now we're just tearing down, chasing, hunting, getting each other. Yeah. So good stuff.
Well, thanks for letting us run the thing. I gotta go on the back end now and get rid of it. Make it disappear.
Yeah, sorry guys. If you want to listen to the show from here on out, head on over to PBN, check them out, or head on over to author Sara F. Hathaway or ChangingEarthSeries.com. All the shows are up there at the website. So either spot, we love the support. We'd love to hear from you.
There you go. All right, Sarah. Well, have a good night. Merry Christmas if we don't talk before then.
Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, PBM family. God bless you all.
Yeah, we'll see you guys. I'm not running any ads or anything, so just have a good night and be safe out there. You'll hear from me again before we'll do a Christmas something or other.
Cool. I'll pop back on.
And a Monday something or other.
A Monday. Oh, I'm not training this Monday, so game on.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, this Monday night.
Live.
Yeah, it's closed. It's closed.
Something to think about. All right, folks. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. See ya in a few days.